Hello, radicals. So today I wanted to do a reading about what is your secret or hidden talent. And we're going to look into how this affects yourself in general, like your sense of self, your identity, how tapping into this secret talent or skill can really propel you, forward into spiritual growth, healing. And then we're also going to pull cards from two other decks to ask how this secret skill can affect your love life, your relationships, as well as your career, your work life. So there are 3 piles to choose from. I'll run through each one so you can kind of feel into the energies of each pile. Take as much time as you need. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. Pile 1, the little crystal jar that we have is grape agate, and the deck that I pulled from for pile 1 is the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. Pile 2, we have this cute little heart jar that has little tiger's eye chips in it. So cute. And the deck that I pulled from for pile 2 is the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. And then pile 3 has this mix of just polished tumblestones. And the deck that I pulled from for this group is the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. We're still in the winter season, so I wanted to give this deck, some good use, even though I'm sure I'll be using it past just the winter months. But anyway, take your time, like I said, picking your pile. If more than one resonates, go ahead and watch multiples. If none of them resonate, then just kind of release this reading as not being for you. There will be others to come. So let's jump in to pile 1 first. Okay. So pile 1, what is your secret skill or talent? We have Leo. The words, kind of keywords on this card are self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. So even though this is an astrology deck and we have, the sign of Leo here, I use this deck, not restrictively to a sign, like, to tell me specific signs. So if you're not a Leo, that doesn't matter. What we're talking about really are the themes that kind of apply to this card, to the energy that the sign of Leo carries with it. So that is self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity again. So we're gonna first jump into career. I want to look at how this secret skill or talent of yours, and honestly, I'm getting for some of you that these qualities or attributes may not be hidden or like a secret from you, but perhaps their untapped potential is maybe a better way to phrase it. Some of you, maybe it is more unknown or hidden and something that you can really like call in that energy. So take what resonates there. Okay. Okay, so how does this energy of self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity affect pile one's career and work life? How can they harness this energy to really make bold moves and progress in their career? How do these attributes play into their career? Okay, so we're getting a shadow card first off, which makes sense actually. So with Leo, with this card having self-confidence there, the shadow here that we kind of have to keep balance with is that self-confidence can lead to a bit of like a greedy energy, a bit of a ego at play. So it's kind of a good message that I will want to give to each pile, where there is a shadow side to all of these attributes, you know. If we go too far in one direction, that's when the shadow comes out. So that's when self-confidence becomes a big ego. In business, in work, that can cause greed, you know, kind of pushing it a little bit into the shadow side. So that's coming through from Spirit as basically like, you know, keep the balance. We even have here on this card, I'm just noticing, the scales right here illustrated. So definitely the message that's coming through is like, maintain that balance. Don't let these attributes in the workplace kind of get out of control. I think the energy that's here is like, it's almost a floodgate that opens when you welcome in these attributes, this energy that you possess that's maybe been dormant or hidden or untapped, and it's gonna take some balancing, like very conscious balancing is what is coming through. Let's see what else. Okay. Oop, okay. Whoa, we got one card fell on the floor, so hold on one sec. Okay. So I'm gonna put that one back because it hit the floor. Okay. We have stop overspending, and then beneath that is like a warning here. So caution, it won't end well to overspend. So I feel like Spirit's really coming through with these cards in terms of like business and career. These are all feeling like I don't want to say like warning cards, but what's really coming through is I'm getting two things. So for those of you who are sort of like, you know, feeling this energy as you're kind of aware that you can tap into this, but it's currently up till now untapped, potential untapped energy. It's the same message really that's coming through, is like this balance is going to be very, very important. You want to be very in control is what's coming through. The other thing that's coming through with that message and with these as well is I feel like some of you have tapped into this, but it's been out of balance. So you haven't seen you know, instead of it being like a hidden kind of thing, you've tapped into it, but you've struggled with balancing it out, and it's kind of swung far into like the shadow side of this Leo energy, which is like over just like over indulgence, kind of on the excessive side of things. And so what's coming through is that career wise, business wise, I feel like a lot of you might be either like entrepreneurs, you know, your own boss, or I'm feeling like an office environment, but very sort of demanding, or kind of like, I don't know, this is going to resonate very specifically for some of you. I'm getting like a legal firm, perhaps, you know, kind of like demanding work where you really have to be on point. You have to be very assertive. So this energy is very useful in, you know, the realm of work that you're in. I'm getting that specifically for some of you. And like I said, others of you feel like more kind of on your own in business, entrepreneurial. I'm getting like, for those of you in that category, these are speaking to like success. I feel like there's a lot of success that comes from you utilizing these attributes, really tapping into your self-confidence, your assertiveness, being really loyal to whether it is like an office, a business, kind of using your creativity in a more action-based way. So like really putting your ideas into tangible work, tangible results and action. There's definitely an energy of success with these cards. However, again, it's like that balance where maybe this swings a little too far in one direction and you start feeling that success and overspending or getting a little greedy, and, you know, allowing those behaviors to go on for a prolonged period of time without recognizing like, okay, whoa, I need to take a step back and rebalance this within myself. That's when we have a result that we're gonna end up being like, oh, how do I backtrack from this a little bit and you know, bring that balance back in, is mainly what's coming through here. I feel like I want to pull a few more from this deck specifically. How can this energy benefit group one? Oh, okay. I think that's it, but maybe not. Okay. Oh, okay. We got a lot here. So let's just collect all of these together. Okay. So, how this energy can benefit group one, we have entering a cycle of pure abundance. Okay, this is specific. This may be specific to some of you. Like I said, always take what resonates and release what doesn't. But we have new ride upgrade. I feel like that is pretty in line with like the Leo energy. We have divine blessings, a gift from the universe. Gonna set that right there. And then be proud of yourself. So these are, whoops. That one wanted to fly, huh? Okay. So we have like the more shadow side here, and then we have plenty of the kind of blessing side, I'll call it. Of this really shows the balance. So if we swing too far into like ego, we deal with this side here. If we keep it balanced and keep it within the realm of just like pure self-confidence, that loyalty, that creativity to your work, we're getting a couple of messages basically saying like, you're going to get that success that I was mentioning before. Your work, I feel, is, I mean, it says right here, divinely blessed. So I do feel like this really serves you in a sense that no matter what kind of field you're working in, it's important. Like the work that you do, Spirit is basically saying, you know, when you're in your balanced state, really tapping into this without the shadow, your work and the way that you're able to succeed in it is important to the people who benefit from it. So this card is giving me more a message of like, your work helps people in one way or another. So that doesn't have to mean like you're literally, you know, like in the medical field or something that would be more traditionally like, oh, that's helping people. I think this is a message that's coming through to basically be like, you know, whatever it is you're doing, be confident that it is helping people. I feel like maybe in the past you've been, I don't know, I'm just getting this feeling for some of you that like you've felt like what you're doing isn't enough, is what's coming through. And obviously Spirit is saying like to really call in this energy, let yourself recognize that you bless people with what you do, with your energy, with the work that you're doing, and you should be proud of it. It may not be traditionally something that people would look at and be like, oh my gosh, you're doing like such, you know, I don't know why this is coming to me because I'm personally not a religious person, but like, you're doing God's work is a phrase that's coming through. So yeah, I feel like Spirit's really just coming through to be like, stop doubting that the work you do is important, and it is a blessing to the people who interact with you in this work that you do. Obviously, new ride upgrade, very specific, but I feel like this could even kind of just stretch into like a general message of success. Obviously, like financial success, basically getting to a point where you're able to upgrade certain parts of your life. You know, whether it's a car, buying a home, perhaps I'm picking up on that for some of you, that might be a goal, that tapping into these qualities and attributes will help move you towards that goal. You know, the more this card is feeling more like just an affirmation that remaining confident, being proud of yourself, not in like an egoistic way, but just in a very like balanced Leo way, will bring you material and financial success. You'll be able to kind of move up in life is what I'm getting with this. These attributes will move you up, if you want to call it. It will give you opportunities to upgrade, basically. And then this just reaffirms that entering a cycle of pure abundance. So that's all pretty amazing, honestly. The main thing, again, is just that sense of like maintaining a balance. So I'm going to now do the same thing for love life and relationships. I want to look into how these qualities, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity, affect your love life, or just relationships in general, how you relate to others. Okay. How do these qualities affect pile one's love life and relationships? How can it benefit their love life and their relationships? Okay. I'm gonna keep going. I want a few more. Okay. Oh, we got a lot more. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So again, let me just collect everything so we can take a look. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups, which totally makes sense. You know, the Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. So I'm getting a strong message here from Spirit, basically saying like, with this energy, with really tapping into it, you're like a master manifester. And pretty much you can create whatever reality you want at any given time. You know, wish fulfillment, really like finding that success that we also were just talking about. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So 2 nines is interesting. 9 may be like a important or significant number to you in your life. Maybe you might want to look up like the significance of the number 9. 9 of Pentacles. So this is very much so like independent energy. Really kind of like owning your stuff. Really owning everything that you do. You can really step into this energy of like, I don't need anybody to provide for me. And since this is like relationships and love that we're talking about now, I feel like I'm channeling almost some of you being like your higher selves. Like, I don't need a partner, so when I choose someone, it's because I really feel that loyalty, that like confidence in their ability to not take away from all of the like dreams and wishes that you have fulfilled for yourself. Because the energy I'm getting for this pile in general, if you've chosen this pile, is you, it's like very self-made energy. I'm seeing like climbing a ladder with nobody but yourself behind you. So all of your success, again, like my eyes are being drawn to the be proud of yourself, because every success that you'll achieve in life you got yourself there by yourself. So in love or relationships, even with like friends, family, I feel, I'm just getting this big energy of like, you know what you're capable of, you know what you've accomplished. So anyone that you kind of allow to like share in that energy, it's a very considered choice. I'll say it like that. It's a very conscious choice to let someone in to share in your successes. Yeah. I'm just getting, I don't really generally read for like genders since it's just energy, but for some reason, I'm sure for some of you this will resonate. I just keep hearing in my head from spirit like, I don't need a man. There's like very share energy, you know, all her interviews. Maybe I'll try and link what I'm thinking of, but yeah, it's very much so that type of energy. Okay, right in the middle, we have the 10 of Cups, and we have, so we're going from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups, which again just enforces like you're a master manifester in work and in love and relationships, because not only is your financial success going to bring you like a very happy home life, because that's really like what the 10 of Cups is. It's the happily ever after card. So for a lot of you, I'm seeing like a great partnership, because you will choose that very carefully, very consciously, who your partner ends up being if you're single currently. And like, you know, just having that sort of, if that's your dream, like the partner, the home, the kids, like good school for them, that whole kind of package deal, your successes in both manifesting like your dream career basically, and a successful career alongside your ability to manifest a great partner who only adds to your life, gives you this 10 of Cups, whatever that may look like for you. I'm also getting like sort of for those of you who are maybe have a different vision for what that looks like, I'm getting with these cards like your independence is what brings you this happily ever after. You know, the career, the independence, like it doesn't necessarily have to be a family or a partner. It could be actually for less of you than the first kind of storyline that was coming through, but for some of you, definitely, I'm getting like it's a conscious choice and it brings you happiness. So like very specific to some of you, again, like consciously choosing to maybe remain independent, maybe not have kids, maybe, you know, the choices that sometimes society can kind of like look down on, but it brings you your happiness. So for those of you that resonates, I'm getting like, if that's what you want to manifest, you're going to manifest it and you're going to be happy about it, no matter what other people or society or whatever may want to project onto you. Okay, let's see what else we've got. We have the Chariot. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, Temperance, and the Seven of Pentacles as well. So, where do I want to go first? What's coming through first? So, interesting. these two cards here, Temperance and the Seven of Pentacles, are both like the energy of patience. You know, the Seven of Pentacles here literally says patience. Again, Temperance is a card of like achieving balance, moderation, I would say. I'm feeling like Temperance can also be, in some readings, like a soulmate, kind of twin flame, divine connection, divinely protected, sort of energy. So that's interesting for some of you. I feel like paired with the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. That's definitely like in the cards as something I think that you are or will be manifesting. You know, like a divine counterpart connection. But most of the time with those, patience is very, very important. Also balance, like when you're thinking about divine counterparts, a lot of the time the reason those connections sort of fall apart and don't see success is because one or both counterparts they haven't achieved that balance. So it's balance between like divine feminine and divine masculine energy within yourself, which I feel like if we kind of go back to the main card here, this is very like ambitious energy, which is why we really need that balance. There's a lot of like that independent go-getter. You know, once you have a goal, you're gonna accomplish it no matter what. Kind of almost like not cutthroat, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just that really, really strong, like, I can do it. I'm gonna get myself to my goals no matter what. Energy, which is very like yang, masculine. So balance definitely coming through. The Empress is pretty much like the opposite. She is the divine feminine, embodied. She is like the nurturer, the mother. It's very much like this kind of needs to be injected into your energy to balance out all of the yang that's there, all of the like intense, really driven kind of vibe that comes through with this. That balance is really going to bring forth opportunities for love, opportunities to most likely meet a soulmate or a counterpart. I feel like for a lot of you in pile 1, I'm getting like single energy for you right now. I feel like a lot of you are single currently and really heavily focused on career, which is maybe why you chose this pile. You feel like a very generally just ambitious and driven, like focused group. But yeah, like as I'm feeling into these all together as like a whole story here, even the Chariot is about balance. So, you know, it can also be about like making choices. It's not really like canon to this card, but what's coming through right now for the Chariot is like you may come upon a time where you have to kind of, I don't want to say choose between love and career, because that feels very like one or the other. but I do feel like this is coming through a bit as like a shadow card, just in the sense of like you're so driven, and you have such big vision for yourself and your life that I do feel like part of the challenge of this balance is going to be, you know, kind of prioritizing, like figuring out how do I balance this this vision for my happily ever after that includes both my aspirations for work and career, my independent goals, and my like partnership goals, because I do feel like partnership is very important to you, but you are 110% not the type who will settle for anything, especially when you're embodying this energy here. Yeah, these two are feeling more like shadow cards. The Four of Pentacles is really kind of like, I'm gonna pull this guy out again. Four of Pentacles can be a bit greedy, a bit like clinging on to, usually it's Pentacle card, resources. So again, like, I'm not getting at all that in a partnership, in a relationship, you are a clingy partner. That's not how it's coming through. It's coming through as like kind of connected to the message here, where it's like when it comes to relationships, you're gonna have to be conscious of leaning too far into career, your like material world, you know, because you're gonna have a lot of success. I do still feel that kind of demanding energy where your work feels very like it demands a lot from you energetically, time, a lot of your attention, but it's equally fulfilling. And so I feel like you can get a little bit like too attached to that side of your life, and all the rest of these cards are really calling in, balance it out. If you can balance it out, it's all gonna be amazing. But that's kind of the work. That's how it relates to the self. It's that balance. That's the work that you have to do. And being really conscious. Yeah. Okay, group number 1. I hope that that resonated with some of you, and I hope it was helpful and gave you some insight. I'm just gonna clear these cards here, and we're gonna pull one more oracle that basically is going to give us some like advice on how you can call this energy in to your life, like what you can focus on to really bring this more to the forefront, more into your day-to-day experience. So we're gonna pull from the Green Witch Oracle and see what word or little kind of message comes through. How can group 1 really tap into this energy? Okay, I'm feeling this card wanted to come out. Okay, very interesting here. So the guidance card that we got is desire. So I'm feeling like, again, it's like that ambition is really coming through. And this is also giving me very like divine feminine energy attached to this card right now. So I'm just getting the message for you to like very consciously tap into your desires, tap into your divine feminine, and don't shy away from like that side of yourself, because we need that balance, right? That's kind of the whole theme. So yeah, I feel like that's where you start, by tapping into that, by kind of exploring your kind of deepest desires with self-confidence, getting creative with what you want and really going for it. And that will sort of get the ball rolling in terms of really like feeling what these energies feel like and where you need to balance them. And then the work of balancing can start. Okay, group one. So again, I hope that that was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you feel called to watch any of the other piles, stick around. If not, I'll see you hopefully another time. Okay. So, group two, welcome to your reading. Let me just get your little bottle here. Okay, so your secret or potential untapped talents, skill that we have here is the Enlightenment card. Again, this is from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. This card just has such like, just very like mystical energy. I feel like a lot of you in this pile resonate with like starseed energy. I feel like a lot of you are probably already, like 1 foot into your kind of spiritual awakening. Maybe you're even going through like an ascension right now, possibly, I'm getting for some of you. So I want to read for you the description that comes with this card. So it says, the sacred landscape wants you to know enlightenment occurs when one steps out of the confines of an ordinary definition of self and expands into a greater awareness of the self within the universe. You are now reaching into the invisible realm of spirit and connecting with what you cannot see. Forces beneath the surface are supporting you on your journey. Yeah, that was definitely coming through. Very high vibrational support team that you guys in group number 2 have, which is amazing. Have faith in yourself. You are so much more than you believe yourself to be. Have patience that there is a plan unfolding. The sky is the limit. This card represents enlightenment and signals that you are entering into a time of expansive transformation in a luminous and remarkable way. Trust that the changes ahead are for the greater good, for most certainly they are. Oh, okay. So something specific that just came through right at the end there with the greater good message. I feel like before even getting into like the career cards here, a lot of you are doing very like paradigm shifting work. Maybe some of you are humanitarians. working in that kind of field. But I feel like a lot of you who chose this pile are kind of part of the, like, part of the energies that are really shifting the direction and almost like the reality of the collective, because there are so many shifts that are happening. A lot of you are light workers, I'm getting. Okay, so let's get into your career cards and how this enlightenment as your talent can affect your work life, your career direction, what you offer to the world in that realm of life. So let's get into it. Group number 2. Okay. Whoa. Okay. We're gonna keep going. Oh, you you have a lot jumping out here, so I'm excited to see. Before I even look at the other cards here, this is the first one that I saw, and a message was coming through already. So this card says money munchers. They're eating all your bread. And what was coming through with this is really specific, actually. So I feel like a lot of you maybe have transitioned or are planning a transition from a more like traditional or corporate kind of work life that just became a drain. I'm feeling a lot of like stress, unhappiness, just like discontentment coming from this message. Like struggling sort of to make ends meet in a way. But there's a transition I'm picking up on into like a more enlightened path as it relates to your work. So an example could be shifting from like a corporate office job that just wasn't providing you really anything that you needed, both practically, like finances, experience even maybe, and also just like in your soul, your happiness. And I feel like a lot of you are really either shifting or have recently shifted into following your passion, your purpose, what you feel enlightened to do, and moving away from that. So that's interesting. I'm also, for some of you, getting, this feels more specific to a smaller number of you. There may be some habits that you need to take a look at that kind of drain your finances. So if that resonates, take it however. Okay. Interesting. You deserve more money. Okay. Yes. Okay, this card came out for group 1 as well. New ride upgrade. With this, I'm definitely getting more of like, it's less literal. Maybe for some of you, I don't know. But more so it's the upgrade part that stands out here. And in group 1, it was more of like a literal kind of material upgrade. For this, I'm getting, again, it's really just kind of giving me that energy, kind of affirming the energy of like transitioning from an unhappy work environment, unhappy, unfulfilled career, into like upgrading into an enlightened path. Something that really makes you feel this energy, feel enlightened, feel like you're doing more, you're doing not more, but like you're doing something that is more aligned with your true self, your star seed self. We have burned out, take a small break. And this is your year. Okay, so with this, I'm getting, again, like, for those of you who haven't taken the plunge yet to leave behind, like the job, workplace, whatever, that is causing burnout, that is causing, your kind of everything to drain away, to be eaten up, to not really add anything to your life necessarily. For those of you who have been wanting to leave that but haven't taken the plunge yet, right here, this is your year. This is the time to do it. That's not to say, like, you shouldn't just up and leave on a whim, but when it feels right, when you feel secure enough to chase that enlightenment, chase that dream, to upgrade, it's the right time. You're being divinely supported in making that transition. With this, you deserve more money. I'm getting, it's more than just like, you deserve more money. You're probably sitting there being like, well, heck yeah, I do. It's saying you'll get it. Like, you'll get to that place where you are getting more money. And also, though, I feel like for a lot of you, money has been a like stressor in your life, a more negative kind of energy. So I feel like part of your enlightenment is really shifting your mindset around money, shifting out of this like, whatever it may be, habits, work, rent, expenses, debts, like whatever, it's eating all my money, I'm not making enough. It's a lack mentality. And I think part of your enlightenment journey is to upgrade your mindset into like, I do deserve more money, I'm gonna get more money, or almost like kind of, I'm just feeling a big shift in like how money plays a role in your life. I feel like it's going to become less important, if that makes sense. Obviously, money is important. We like need it to survive, but on like a spiritual level, I feel like you're gonna have this big shift in just your relationship with money. Yeah, that's coming through pretty heavy. And then with burned out, take a small break. Definitely that was coming through right from the beginning. I feel like a lot of you who haven't made this transition, this upgrade in your career, there's burnout for sure. So again, there's a lot of encouragement to like take that leap, but I want to be very clear. Spirit is still coming through being like, don't take the leap at the expense of like not having your ducks in a row. They're saying like, take a small break, maybe in between kind of the old, take a little breather and then transition. And you'll be able to take that little breather because you will have gotten your ducks in a row, So yeah, basically I'm just hearing like, don't leave just because you're getting the encouragement. Leave when you know that you can kind of take a little break, when you can support yourself for a short period of time. Obviously, like, don't leave if you are gonna end up being like, well, I'm out of a job, how am I gonna pay my rent, so be careful about it, but you're being supported. So take the necessary steps to get to that point where you're going to be able to make that transition to leave the old and upgrade into the new, because Spirit is saying it's time. Once you start putting that plan into action, you're supported. Okay, that's exciting. Let's get into your love life, or just relationships in general, how this enlightenment plays into your love life, how it can benefit your love life, some of the things to kind of keep in mind with it, how it can affect your relationships, the whole shebang. Let's go. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be too many. Okay. I'm getting a sense of just like, you know, kind of going back to the description that we got of the Enlightenment card, just this like big expansion within yourself, new ideas, new perspectives of just everything in your life, like an expanded sense of what work, money, and love can be. I'm getting for some of you like entering a very experimental kind of phase with work, love, but take it as it resonates. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So usually with the Two of Pentacles, kind of carries a different meaning, but as soon as I flipped it over, I just felt like, yeah, okay, this is like kind of confirming like a period of like experimenting, of juggling, like not in a bad way though, more just in like I'm feeling a lot of like play, like, you know, embracing the fun of like trying different things. There's an element of balance there though, where your energy is allowing you to like play with this expanded like new perspective just on all areas of life, but especially in relationships, kind of like having that freedom that maybe you felt really restricted with before, and kind of feeling like you're coming into a balance of like getting out of that. So again, I feel like there's just big transitions, where you're leaving a lot of like old norms of your life behind, and you're shifting into like more freedom is really what's coming through. We have the Eight of Wands. So again, that's a lot of like exciting energy, like movement, communication. I feel like you're going to be communicating in a new way as well. The energy that's coming through group 2 is like, I think when you were in this energy of like this old norm, so like this job that was unfulfilling, the stress about money and finances and your job and all of that, like there's a very closed off, I'm feeling just like a very closed off energy, and that feels like it's also being left behind. Yeah, just like much more open communication, you know, really going for what you want and not being so like afraid. It's interesting that that just came through. We have the 10 of Cups, which also came up for pile 1. So we have a few like repeating cards here, which is interesting. You may want to give pile 1 a watch, but you know, that's up to you. And patience, which also came up for pile 1 as well. So this is very affirming to what we've been saying. Being patient with yourself as you transition is very important. Again, like not rushing decisions, which I honestly don't feel like most of you have that sort of energy anyway. I feel like you're quite careful, because that kind of fear did come up just a moment ago. So I feel like this won't be so much of a challenge to be patient, to kind of like understand the time and steps that need to happen to make these transitions. And then the 10 of Cups, I mean, it's the happily ever after card. It's saying like all of these transitions, all the old things that you're leaving behind to expand, to step into your enlightenment, will bring you to your happily ever after, will give you the 10 of Cups that you have been missing and lacking. And I think even wondering, for a lot of you, just like sitting there wondering, like, will I ever get that? Like, will I ever, you know, feel, oh, that's a little, that felt heavy in my heart for a second, but it's what's coming through. Will I ever feel happy, like, in my work, in, you know, relationship, like whatever it may be? Will I ever, it's coming through more as like a, not necessarily just will I ever be happy, but like, will I ever feel like I'm free to just be my authentic, enlightened self, is really what was coming through with that. I want to get a couple more. Okay. Would you look at that? So we've got the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So this is basically just affirming like happiness in life as it relates to like your relationships, your home life, and also like your kind of 10 of Pentacles is like the legacy card. So that like foundational kind of structure to what you leave behind. So a lot of times that can be speaking to like family, you know, happy family. If that's not really resonant with you, then it's really just saying like, regardless of if it's family life or not, whatever it is that you are transitioning into, whatever it is that you're going to end up shifting into doing with your life, with your enlightenment, is going to leave behind a legacy, a successful one. It's going to make a difference in the world, basically. And that could be on a bigger scale or like in your own world. So whoever that involves, whether it is like a family, friends, if you build a community through the work that you start doing when you make this shift, whoever is your world, whoever's in your world, what you do is going to have a lasting impact. And this is actually so I'm gonna just put these two together here because we have take a small break, and the Four of Swords really says stop thinking for a moment. Sorry, we're getting a little messy over here. So yeah, I feel like Spirit is just encouraging you, like, take a breather. Like, I just felt such an urge to take like a slow, calming breath. Yeah, if you're watching this and this pile is resonating, please do that right now. Just deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds and let it all out. Because I'm getting a lot of like, I think the energy that you're in right now possibly is just very overwhelmed. You're probably in your head a lot, overthinking things, worrying. You know, how can I make this transition realistically? It probably doesn't feel very realistic right now, but the guidance there is to take a breather, stop thinking for a moment, just kind of feel into this, like feel into your spirit. You know, in your free time, connect on a soul level with yourself. I'm getting self-care, whatever that looks like for you, you know, grounding, meditate, walk in nature, whatever it may be, journal, just kind of get out of your head is really what's coming through as like a first step here to just, I think a lot of you need to release a lot of that pent up, like erratic kind of worried energy, and you'll get a bit of that shifting to start when you do that. So pile 2, I hope that was helpful. We have one more card to pull from the Green Witch Oracle, because I want to give you a like an advice card. Although I feel like we just got some good advice for sure. But I want to give you one more card just on what you can really focus on to kind of start moving in the direction of your enlightenment, of utilizing that, the fact that this is within you already. This is your hidden skill, talent. So how can you start really tapping into that and utilizing that to make all of these transitions that came through for you? Okay. Just one card, please. Oh. Okay. Aha. I love that. So we have the sweet corn ritual is your guidance. So really sinking in, like I was just saying before. I feel like a lot of you feel quite, well, we had the burnt out card. So I feel like, you know, time off, weekends, days off, whatever, you're really needing to like power up on resting and like getting out of that burnout cycle. And I think the way to start doing that is through rituals of like self-care. That'll look different for each of you, but the guidance that I would give is to really just do the things ritualistically in your downtime, in your off time, that make you feel better, that make you feel rested, grounded, that make you feel like you can kind of get out of your own head a bit. Sorry for that noise outside. Hopefully my dogs don't start barking. But yeah, there you have it. Group number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If this pile resonated with you, give the video a like, leave a comment, let me know, and feel free to stick around if any of the other piles also called out to you, and if not, again, thank you for watching, spending some time with me. I hope I see you again in another video. Let's get into pile 3 now. So, pile 3. We have self-care as your hidden or kind of untapped potential, your hidden talent, skill. This artwork is very beautiful. This card here has a little, I think like it's almost a little poem. So I'll read it out to you. It says, "If not me, then who? To tend to a wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other." Very interesting. Okay, so self-care. I feel like, I'm getting like a very like gentle energy coming through here. I feel like some of you already may be tapped into this, but are sort of, maybe we're drawn to this pile because you want to kind of figure out like how to apply this outside of just yourself is what I'm getting. So let's jump in and see. We're gonna start with the career cards here and see how we can maybe bring this energy of self-care into your work life, your career, your path. I feel like a lot of you, what's coming through is that you either, some of you I feel like are studying to or interested in, and some of you I feel like already are in a care field, have a job or are looking to work in a field of like caring for others. I'm not so much getting like doctors caring in that way, but I am getting like social work is coming through pretty strongly. Hospice care is also coming through. Like, these are very specific, so take what resonates, but I'm definitely with this. For a lot of you, a message that's coming through is like self-care is something that you have been gifted with because you need that skill. You need to know how to care for yourself first because you're meant to care for others. So let's get into this. Okay, that's, many just flipped in there. All right, let's see what we've got. Okay, so for your career cards, we have running shit, calling the shots. Luck is on your side. Oh, interesting. Ask for help, assistance, teamwork, and wealthy woman. Okay, very cool. So yeah, the first thing that's really coming through is with this card here, ask for help. I'm really feeling like it's still with this energy of like, I feel like those of you who picked this pile are really meant for like providing care. There's a very like almost ethereal, earlier I said gentle, but like a very feminine energy here. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be feminine. You could be masculine, whatever. But regardless of gender, I feel like those of you in pile 3 are just like gentle, tapped into your feminine energy spirits. It's a very beautiful energy that's coming through. I feel like you have very big hearts, group number 3. And what's coming through with this is with teamwork and asking for help. I'm getting that those could be a bit of a shadow topic for you. I feel like it's hard for you to ask for help because you're so used to being the help for other people, for being the one that people come to for support, for help, for care, because of your energy, your big heart. So Spirit is basically saying, like, get comfortable asking for help, or even asking for like self-care days, you know. I feel like a lot of you maybe tend to overwork yourselves. You're a hustler, even though you have this like gentle like soothing energy. You're a hustler deep down. You know, we have the calling the shots, so like you know yourself. I'm getting a strong sense of self here. You know how to call the shots for what your goals are. You know, you kind of, I feel like you have a lot in your life under control. You know, or like very what's the word that's trying to come through? I feel like a lot of aspects of your life, you have a good routine because you have set it up that way, and it took you a while, but now it's like you call the shots in your life. And because of that energy that you have, where like you're a hustler deep down, you know what you want, and you take the steps that are necessary to do that. You know how to call the shots in your own life. You have a hard time asking for help or support when you need a break from being the support for others. But luck is on your side. So for some of you, I'm getting that maybe you have been having like bigger aspirations to maybe go out on your own path, maybe start calling the shots in your work life as well. And what's coming through with that is like, you know, basically a big go for it. Luck is on your side. For some of you, if it's not going out on your own, like starting your own business that relates to like self-care or caring for others in general, providing something, it's seeking like a promotion or seeking to move up in some kind of way, maybe joining like a team or something like that. Just a shift, kind of like growing into something new. And regardless of going out on your own, seeking a promotion, like whatever that is for you, the success is obvious. You will have success. Again, I don't know why I skipped over this before, but the word provider is literally on this card. So what's coming through with that is like you are in the right, whatever you're doing is your calling, group 3. That's coming through really, really clearly. So you're like really in the right place at the right time is what Spirit is saying. You just need to do some shadow work around like, why is it difficult for you to ask for help? Why is it difficult for you to take time off, to take time for yourself? You know, why do you feel unproductive or lazy when you give yourself the self-care that you're so good at giving to others, is really the kind of message there. But yeah, you're doing it. That's definitely coming through big time. You're doing what you were made to do. And if you're not already, like if you are one of those watching this pile that's like studying, or you're in school and you're wanting to get into a certain field that relates to this, it's confirmation that like you're on the right path. Definitely. Okay. Let's pull cards for your love life, relationships in general. How does this affect your love life, your relationships, the way that you relate to others? Okay. Keep going. How can this skill of self-care benefit your relationships? What do you need to pay attention to? We'll start with these. Okay. So we have some shadow cards coming through. So these two, we have the Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Six of Swords, what's coming through mostly is not so much like the actual moving or travel side of things, although that could resonate for some of you, possibly an opportunity involving traveling. However, more so what I'm getting with this is like a moving on from old negative patterns that are not serving you anymore. Again, it's tying into this pattern here, being too independent sometimes. Independence is great, and I feel like you are you're good at it. You're good at being independent and taking care of yourself, but sometimes like it can come at a detriment where we rely on ourselves to such an extent that we don't ask for support when we need it. Ten of Swords is like I'm feeling like for some of you, you almost hit like a rock bottom, a burnout maybe, where maybe you've had this realization already, possibly, where you kind of got yourself to a point where you're like, whoa, okay, I've been trying to get through things on my own, been trying to care for myself, too independent, and now I'm sort of like, I need to turn things around. I need to build up a support system. This card says I've had it up to here. I feel like this is very much more internal. You know, her her eyes are closed, there's lights around her. I feel like it's sort of like an epiphany moment, going inwards, being like, something needs to change, where I have a better balance in place where I can be independent. I know I can take care of myself, but I also need to acknowledge when it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for support. I feel like a lot of you have very good support systems. They just, I feel like because of the sort of ways that you've operated in the past of being so independent, it's like you've sort of put these walls up where your support system is like there, ready and waiting, but they're not going to insert themselves because you come across as so independent. So you are really the one who needs to like open up when you need that support, call them in, You know, maybe even acknowledge like, hey, I had this rock bottom moment where I really realized like I can't always do it on my own. I do need sometimes to be supported myself. For some of you, I'm getting like single parent vibes, maybe. That won't resonate for everybody, but if it's not work, I feel like a lot of you are sort of just maybe going through a transition where like you kind of got to that point of realizing like how it's been going isn't working and I need support. I need to figure out how to let in more support because I can't do it all on my own. And you know, we had that luck is on your side. It's all gonna work out. You just have to kind of acknowledge, you know. The Ten of Swords, it's a rock bottom card, but those, you know, tens are the end of a cycle and signify like a cycle ending, so a new one can start. So it's a good thing, you know. You're able to sort of create the changes that you need so that you can care for yourself in a more balanced way. You know, it's that old saying like you can't pour from an empty cup. As cliche as it is, it's very true. Okay. Let's see. A couple more. Okay. So we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Four of Wands, the Chariot, Five of Cups, and the Five of Wands. Okay, so we are looking at love, right? Or just relationships, which I also think is why for some of you that single parent energy was coming through. So what I'm really getting here now with like a fuller picture is that we need to let go of like the over independence. This is an interesting dynamic. I feel like this is almost like a tower moment where you're realizing, I think a lot of you have been closed off to love. I feel like a lot of you have been really in this self-care, like this I'm doing it on my own. I can do it all for myself kind of vibe, where I feel like you've had opportunities, honestly, but you've closed off to them. So this Five of Wands is feeling more like an internal competition or like conflict, or maybe even that's how you have been closed off to people before, is by sort of creating like, you know, scenarios in your head that allow you to pull back from people and kind of like close doors on potential partnerships, relationships, whatever it may be. And I feel like that's led you to this Five of Cups sort of energy, where it's like, I feel like there's almost just a disinterest. I feel like you've had, what's interesting about the Five of Cups is that usually the visual is the 3 cups that are like knocked over, and then the 2 of cups are like standing. So what comes through with that is I feel like on one level you've been like very closed off, you've been very like, you know, glass half empty about love, but deep down you want the 2 of cups. Like, you want the teamwork. You want to let someone in who can support you, where it's like you're being provided for. The script gets flipped. Not to say like you don't feel like someone who needs anyone to like take care of them. That's very obvious from the rest of the reading, but I just feel like you're kind of reaching a place where you're like, man, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to have like a team member here that I could lean on when I get a little tired? You know, they can lean on me, I can lean on myself most of the time, but like, wouldn't it be nice to have a shoulder to lean on sometimes when I need it, you know? That's kind of the energy that's coming through. The 9 of Wands is like perseverance. So I'm feeling like Spirit is basically saying, hold on to that 2 of Cups. Like, hold on to that part of yourself that knows, like, deep down that's what you deserve. Because I do see we have the 4 of Wands. This is like the celebration, homecoming, like 1111 card. Maybe a lot of you see 1111. It's basically saying like, keep going. Keep going. You're gonna get to that feeling like, okay, I found it. I found my person. I found the balance that I need. Like, this can also be like a twin flame soulmate card. So I do see like, if you can sort of give in to releasing the things that aren't serving you, that are kind of keeping you like in this energy, and open up to like having a teammate. You know, asking for help from your support team is the first step, really, I feel like, because then you'll start to realize and not be so guarded against having someone who can be there for you. And I feel like once you do that kind of shadow work, like, you're not just going to be open to relationships, you're going to have amazing relationships. You're gonna find like the one. You know, that's pretty much what this card here says. It's like a happy outcome card to the max, but you have to do the work to open up. Yeah, which the Chariot kind of just confirms there. Doing the work, finding that balance. This is also can be like a soulmate divine counterpart card as well. So that these are really just like affirming each other there with that energy. So really positive outcome. You just have to let yourself soften a little bit, I would say. Just in terms of like, you know, letting people take care of you sometimes. It doesn't make you weaker, I think, is something Spirit is saying you need to hear. So I'm gonna pull one more oracle card from the Green Witch Oracle, so that we can get a final like advice / what action can you take, or what kind of theme can you focus on to really step into this this self-care being an asset to all areas of your life. So let's see. Oh, okay. We got a bonus for you, group number 3. 2 cards popped out here. So let's see what you got. Okay, we have clarity with the carrot and trust, basil. Okay, so to me, this is like trust in others, trust in the people that you can trust in to support you. You know, they're your support. They're not going to think that you're weak for asking for help. I feel like actually a lot of them are just like waiting to do for you what you do for everyone else. So trusting, again, like look at her face. She kind of, and her posture almost looks like a trust fall or something. Yeah, and then again, clarity is interesting because we have the 10 of Swords, which is like basically the energy of when you hit rock bottom, but you have this like sharp clarity of like, okay, these are all the things I need to let go of and release so that I can start this new chapter and start like healthier. So seeing things clearly. I feel like just reflecting for you is kind of what's coming through. Like it's less action based of having to like do things because you do so much already, I feel like. And it's more internally like, okay, reflect, trust, the support around you, like give into that. The clarity is around realizing like you don't have to do it all to be a strong person. Sometimes the strongest thing we can do is ask for help, you know? And I think that's the clarity that you need. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I hope that this reading resonated with you. Feel free to watch any of the other piles if you feel called to. And if not, I hope to see you again soon in another reading. Bye.